My dear brothers and sisters, I want you to hear me today, not just with your ears, but with the depth of your heart. There is a divine calling on your soul, a sacred trust placed upon you long before you took your first breath. You are not ordinary, you are selected by the Almighty. And when Allah chooses a servant, He sets them apart, not by tradition or ritual, not by the praise of people, but by the strength of His divine will. Before we enter this soul awakening message, pause for a moment and do three things. Press that like button, subscribe to support this mission of truth, and comment with the number 77. That number is your silent declaration that you are ready to rise, to awaken, and to step into your divine assignment. Trust me, if your heart is open, your life will never remain the same after this. Now listen closely, because this message is not for the average believer. It's not for the ones who are satisfied with routine, ritual, or empty repetition. This is for those whom Allah has awakened in the depths of the night. This is for the ones who feel out of place in crowds, yet close to Him in solitude. You were not made to blend in. You were created to walk with Him, even if that path feels lonely. Allah's chosen are not always seen in the front rows of gatherings. They're not always dressed in the labels of religious communities. No, they walk through trials, they walk alone, misunderstood, and sometimes rejected. Because their journey is not meant to please people, but to surrender fully to their Lord. This message is for those who sit silently and ask themselves, why don't I fit in? It's because you were never meant to follow others, you were meant to follow truth. The Almighty doesn't require buildings to speak to His servants. Didn't He speak to Musa alayhi salam through a fire in the wilderness? Didn't He guide the prophets through dreams, solitude, and hardship? He did not send His messengers to build monuments, but to awaken hearts. The true believer is not built from bricks and stone, but by sincerity and submission. Many of you have walked into mosques and walked out feeling more distant. You've heard speeches, yet your soul remained untouched. That's because only Allah can satisfy the hunger He placed in you. Religion has become performance, lights, stages, words, while the spirit remains dry. But the chosen don't settle for a show. They long for the unseen. They crave sincerity. They hunger for what shakes the heart, not what pleases the ear. They don't want tradition. They want transformation. You think Nuh alayhi salam had a massive crowd behind him? No, he had a message. You think Yahya alayhi salam lived to entertain? He lived to warn. The prophets were not welcome in palaces. They were raised in struggle. And yet, their message moved the world. Allah's chosen are not liked. They are real. They are not praised. They are patient. They are not popular. Some of you feel this in your bones. You've tried to stay quiet, you've tried to sit down, to be normal, but something within won't let you. That is your soul responding to the voice of your Creator. That's the fire of divine purpose calling you to rise. There is a price to be chosen. You'll be misunderstood, called extreme, labeled rebellious. But remember, truth always shakes comfort. The path of sincerity never follows the majority. Even the most beloved of Allah walked alone, struggled alone, cried alone, but in that solitude they found strength. To those who feel isolated, know this: you are not forgotten, you are being refined, you are being carved into a vessel of light. Allah is not pushing you away, He is pulling you aside, He is preparing you. You don't need validation from people when you have confirmation from Him. Some of you are callers to truth in disguise. You are warriors in waiting. You've been crying in secret, not knowing those tears are watering the seeds of your mission. Your pain has shaped your strength. Your silence has sharpened your wisdom. Your rejection has prepared you for revelation. Do not hate the isolation. It's where the greatest are formed. You don't need a crowd to feel connected. If Allah is with you, even your kitchen becomes a place of peace. Your room becomes a sacred space. You are the carrier of faith wherever you go. The enemy whispers guilt to silence you. He tells you that because you left the crowd, you lost your faith. But the Spirit of Allah is not limited to walls or structures. Where Allah's remembrance is, there is healing. Where truth is spoken, there is transformation. There is a deception sweeping the earth, religion without heart, sermons without sincerity. But the call of Allah is not found in empty noise. It is whispered to the heart that longs for Him. Can you hear it? It's the call to rise above imitation, to walk the path of the sincere. Allah is raising a remnant, not a crowd. A few sincere souls who carry His light while the world sleeps. These are the ones who don't care for likes, fame, or praise. They cry when others laugh. They tremble while others are entertained. They walk in truth even when truth is heavy. They don't need stages or applause. They need solitude and sincerity. And when they speak, truth shakes the ground. When they make dua, the heavens respond. When they act with the strength of certainty. They are not seekers of approval. They are seekers of purpose, not followers of popularity, but of light. These are the ones who carry the unseen flame. They do not shout for attention. They cry in the dark, and Allah answers. When Allah chooses you, He makes you different. You can't accept empty rituals anymore. You can't tolerate half-truths. You crave depth. You want more. You know in your soul you were born for more than routine. You were born for the fire of conviction. And yes, they'll call you strange, but so were the prophets. They questioned customs. They broke chains. They changed the world one heart at a time. And they did it not in mosques of marble, but in caves, in deserts, in the hearts of the forgotten. You think you're alone? You're in the company of the chosen. You think you've been cast out? You've been called higher. Every moment you felt ignored, Allah was drawing you closer. Every tear you cried, He caught it. Every prayer you whispered, He heard it. Allah is tired of performances. He is tired of names without substance. He is calling a people not to follow labels, but to follow Him, not to perform, but to surrender. And He is calling you now, not tomorrow, now. Will you answer? Don't run back to comfort when the journey gets hard. Don't explain your fire to those who've never been lit. Don't hide your truth to make others comfortable. You were called to shine, not to shrink. Stand strong. Stand pure. Stand chosen. You're not missing out. You're being elevated. You feel different because you are. You don't echo others. You carry His voice. You weren't created to fit in. You were made to lead, not with your tongue, but with your life. Let them ask, why don't you go there anymore? Let your prayer be the answer. Let your patience be the proof. Let your presence reflect your nearness to Allah, because the true believer is not found in buildings, they are found in submission. You are a servant of Allah. You are His representative. You are His answer to a hurting world. And where you walk, His light walks with you. Some of you have been drowning in guilt, told that if you don't attend certain places, you're unfaithful. But faith is not measured by location. It is proven by obedience. If Allah told you to step back to seek Him alone, then your obedience is your worship. Your silence is your praise. Your solitude is your growth. Don't confuse separation with rebellion. The Prophet ﷺ often retreated, not because he rejected people, but because he longed for his Lord. His strength came not from noise, but from stillness, prayer, and night cries. So let the world question you. Let the whispers come. Let the crowds disappear. If you have Allah, you have everything. If you have His guidance, you have direction. If you have His love, you are never alone. The chosen walk with Allah. And soon, mark my words, soon there will be a great shaking. A line will be drawn. What is false will fall. What is sincere will rise, not on platforms, but in purpose, not in crowds, but in power. You will be used to break chains, not traditions, to enter hearts, not buildings, to speak truth, not performance.